Hey guys, Making Money with Gary. Today is November 15th, 2024. I'm out here picking pine needles. Why am I out here picking pine needles today? I sold some pine needles today. I sold 2 3.5-pound orders, 1 2-pound order, and 2 1-pound orders. Yeah, I had a little spurt today where I got hit with a bunch of orders at once. That happens once in a while. It happens like that. So let me tell you what I sold, what the profit is. The profit is 27 per pound. 27 to 27 for the 2 pounds. And then for the 1 2-pound order, $50. And then for the 2 3.5-pound orders, $80 and $80. So 80 is 160. 27, 54, and 160 is 214. 214 and 50 is $264. So I made today $264. That's in my pocket after paying shipping and everything. The gross amount would be 70, 110, 220, and 70 is 290, 40 and 40, 290 and 40 and 40 is 370. 370 gross. That's what I grossed today, 370 gross. That's before paying everybody, paying the website I sell them on. So that's the gross amount. And the net amount is 27, 54. And then 50 is 104. And then 80 and 80 is 160, is 264. 264 in my pocket. All right, guys, you know how many pounds that was I sold? I sold 1, 2, 3.5, 7, 9. And 1, 2, 11. And then with all the extra and everything, 12 pounds. I sold 12 pounds. So look, I'm out here picking. I'm picking longleaf pine needles. What did I pick? Right now, I got, well, let me show you real quick what I got in my hand. What I got in my hand right here is right around almost 4 ounces, but not quite. So I'm going to call it $7. It's $7 in my hand. Okay, I'm going to put that in the bag. Oh, and let me show you first my shoe. Here's my shoe. And these next to my shoe, you can see they're way longer than my shoe. And what's my shoe size? 13. My shoe size is 13. So these are longer than my shoe. Okay, guys. Yeah, I get in between. I average between anywhere from 11 inches up to 20 inches and over. And these are all like 15-inch ones. I mean, some might be 17, right around there. And there might be a couple 20s in here. Okay, guys, here's my bag. Here's what I picked today. This is what I picked. I've been out here 2 hours, over 2 hours. I picked almost 5 pounds, not quite. I picked around 4.5 pounds. These are all fresh needles. So because they're fresh, they're a little more dense in the bag. When I say fresh, they're like they just fell from the tree, but they're not green. They're brown. So they fell within the last couple days, put it that way. So what I got here is about 5 pounds, but not quite. So I'm going to call it 4 pounds. 27 times 4, $108. I'm going to round it off because it's a little more than that, $110. I picked $110. I've been out here a little over 2 hours. So I probably made around, I'd say around 45, 50 an hour. 45 an hour picking these. Now don't forget, guys, once I pick them, I have to bring them home. I have to wash them. I wash them, I agitate them, I put them in water. I put them in soapy water with a shot glass of vinegar. Dish soap, a little squirt of dish soap, a little shot glass of vinegar, warm water, cold water, don't matter. Put them in the water, shake them around, agitate them, leave them in there a few minutes, then take them out, then put them in the secondary sink. Keep doing that over and over. Now you can put them out to dry. You put them out to dry, you let them dry for a good 24 hours. Either in the house in front of a fan on a rack where they're not going to blow away with a little board or something on top of them so they can't blow away. A little stick like 2x4. That'll stop them from blowing away. You put them on a little rack, you put a fan in front of them. In 24 hours, they'll be dry. Now, another way to dry them is you can put them outside. If it's warm out, you put them outside. You put them on a rack outside. They'll dry outside. And the other way is you put them in front of a heater. If you put them in front of a heater, you got to be real careful that they don't go on fire. So I would just do the fan. And I've been doing this 4.5 years. I sell between, well, now my average has been going up. So now I'm between 100 and 150 pounds a month. That's what I sell every month, between 100 and 150 pounds a month. And what do I make? But I'm going to say I average up. I'm still going to go with I'm averaging 100 a month. So that's gross out at 4,000 a month, or 100 pounds at $27 profit would be 2,700. So I'm selling around $2,700 worth in my pocket. Longleaf pine needles. And sometimes it goes up. Sometimes I sell more. Sometimes I'll sell 4,000 in my pocket. But it averages out to around 2,700 a month, average. And that's 100 pounds a month. Now look, I also sell vintage books. I sell vintage books, collectible books. I go to thrift stores. I get these books and I sell them. People buy them, they pay money, they collect them. First editions, second editions, signed books, signed by the president, signed by a movie star, signed by somebody famous. The autographs worth money. So I go out and I buy vintage books and I sell them. That's what I do. I sell them on a site called Essie. It's E as in Eddie, T as in Tom, S as in Sam, and Y as in yarn. And I've been selling them on that site 4.5 years. I've been selling Longleaf pine needles. The books I've been doing for a few years. So people buy these Longleaf pine needles. They weave baskets with them. If somebody buys a pound order off of me, I give them an extra 2 ounces. Plus I give them extra on top of that. I'm not going to say the amount. Now what do they do with the pine needles they get from me when they mail them to them? They'll turn that into $500. They'll make door wreaths. They'll weave baskets. The door wreaths they sell between $30 and $50 each. The baskets they sell between $30 to $500 on up. You know, artwork. They make things that hang on the wall that are like decorations and stuff. They make all kinds of placemats, all kinds of stuff with these Longleaf pine needles. And they sell things for good money and they make good artwork. You'd be surprised. If you Google Longleaf pine needle baskets, basket weaving, you'll see all these beautiful things come up and you'll see people are asking hundreds of dollars for them. And a lot of people collect this stuff. And Native American Indians been doing this for hundreds of years. So it's nothing new. It's old stuff. But these Longleaf pine needles don't grow everywhere. They only grow in certain areas. They grow in certain zones. So they don't grow everywhere. I'm here in South Carolina, and they grow here. They grow in North Carolina. They grow in Virginia. They grow all up and down. They grow down in Florida. You know, but they don't grow out west too much. I think they might grow in Texas in a couple areas. I'm not sure of all the zones. You could look it up. So these don't grow everywhere. So I have people, I mail these out to California, I mail these out to Texas, I mail these right here in South Carolina, I mail these to North Carolina, I mail these to Florida, I mail them to New Jersey, I mail them to Connecticut, I mail them up to New York, I mail them to Maine, I mail them out to Oregon, I mail them to California, Arizona, Missouri, you name it. I mail these all over the United States. People buy these. And the reason you have to pick these by hand, because if you try to buy a bundle of them or something, they're all broken. They get crushed. They're broken. See, look at these. These fall from the trees. See this? Here's one here. Look at that. See that? It's not broken. Now, if it was broken, it would be no good. Nobody could weed with it. That's why they have to be hand picked. So we pick them from the ground. We hand pick them. And I try to pick the long ones. I don't pick the short ones. And these 3 right here I picked are all like 13 inches long or 14 inches long. So that's how I pick them. And if you pick around 50 of them, you got $1.50 in your hand. A profit after you sell them. $2.20 gross and about $1.50 in your hand. If you pick 50, 55, right around there. And if you pick 100 of them, you got $2 and something in your hand. And that's how it just goes like that. And I pick them really fast. I got thousands in this bag. Let me show you this bag. If you look down, you can see how deep it goes. I don't know if you can see, but the bag it's deep, and it's a heavy bag. That'll give me like 10 8-ounce rolls, and they sell for around $13. I average around $13 for 8 ounces. Almost $14 for 8 ounces. So, and it takes time. You got to come out here and pick them. See all the needles on the ground? They're beautiful, beautiful. Look at this. Here's a pine cone just fell. Now, when these fall like this, it's going to open up. There's seeds in this cone. The pine seeds sell for 50 cents to $1 each. Probably $1 each now. It's been a couple years. See how the ground is saturated with these? It's saturated. I could really, if I would have come here and really spent like 4 or 5 hours, I could have picked a lot. But I got 5 pounds. That's plenty. That's good. It's $110 what I picked. Now, I sold 12 pounds, so my stockpile went down. So I'm going to be out here again picking tomorrow, trying to bring my stockpile up. I sell these every day or every other day. I get a pop. Sometimes I won't sell none of these in a day. I'll just sell the books. Oh, yeah, and I also sell books that I have sold some books today. I sold 4 books today, too, besides the pine needles. But the Longleaf pine needles. But these are used for crafts. They're a craft material. And what people make with them lasts forever. It'll last 100 years, whatever they make. I don't know if they dip them in wax, they shellac them, or exactly what they do. But the artwork made with these lasts for a long time. Okay. So I'm out here in one of my secret honey hole picking spots. I'm not at the house. And I'm picking. They're very abundant. We had a storm a while ago, weeks ago. And the storm just killed these trees, boy. There's a tree laying over there. These things are so abundant. They're very abundant now. And I've just been picking them and picking them. These needles here are short. They're not really that long. Now these are long here. These right here, they're around 10 inches. I won't bother with them because I get 12, 15-inch ones. I get long ones. People like long. That's why I have a large customer base, because I've been selling these for a long time and the customers rave about what I sell. So look, guys, you could do this. Anybody could do this. You could sell these. You could sell things online and make money. And you don't have to sell on Etsy. There's a ton of websites. There's eBay. There's a ton of websites. And you could sell anything you want. And you could put it up. It's going to take time, and you will get traffic. When I first started selling these, I was only moving 1 pound or 2 a week. Now I'm moving 30 pounds a week. More. It's crazy. It really is. It gets crazy. And I'm out here every other day picking, because I have to keep my stockpile up. I try to keep around 20, 30 pounds in the house, minimum. I really try to keep a minimum of 20 pounds, because I've been struggling to keep a good stockpile. But right now, I had a good stockpile. I probably got about, I'd say, because I had a pretty big stockpile, right now, after I send everything out, I'll have like 50 pounds, plus this 5, it'll put me right at 20. I'll be out here tomorrow picking again. I'll definitely come out here tomorrow and pick again because I want my stockpile to be up. So look, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. See the trees? I don't know if you can see them, the longleaf pine needle trees. And you see what's on the ground here. You see these things, how big they are. They're just so long. And you see the light brown ones? They're new, they're fresh. That's fresh. That's a fresh one. That just fell today or yesterday. The light brown ones are the fresh ones. They're all fresh. And the really fresh ones are still green, and they blow out sometimes too. They'll blow out of the trees. Whenever there's a wind or storm or a rainstorm, you come out after that and you'll get all fresh needles. That's how you want to do it. You want to come out after a windstorm or after it rains. And there'll be all fresh ones laying on top of the ground. And you can just pick and try to accumulate. You won't be able to get what I get. I mean, because I've been doing this for a long time. I'm very fast. Watch my video and see how you pick them. I only got one video. I show you how to pick them. And otherwise, you'll be out here struggling for hours trying to just pick a pound. Where I was out here, a little over 2 hours, I picked 5 pounds. I picked $110, put it that way. Now, when I first started, it used to take me over an hour to pick a pound. It took me a long time. I was very slow. And then I learned the technique. I learned the technique how to do it. So look, guys, you can't rake these. You rake them, you break them. You break them, you break them. You can't sell them. No one wants them. The only thing you're going to sell them to is somebody has a garden and they're going to give you $5 for 50 pounds of them. And you want to come out here and rake these for $5? No. Come out here and pick these by hand and get $27 a pound in your pocket. That's how you do it. And the people really appreciate it because the people that buy these pine needles don't quabble over the money because they know if they're fresh needles, they're going to make alt work and they're going to make tons of money with them. So they don't quabble over them. My price is right there in the ballpark. I'm not overpriced. I mean, there's plenty of guys. Some guys sell these little 6-ounce rolls and they want like $20 to mail them out. I mean, it's for everything. And now me, I'll sell them. They could buy 3.5 pounds off of me for, and I'll give them almost with all the extra. I'll give them a lot of needles. I'm not going to say the amount, but they'll have a lot more than that 3.5 pounds. And they'll take them needles and they'll make tons of money with that. 3.5 pounds of needles, they'll make probably a couple $1,000. So for them to pay $100 to me, $110 with shipping, it's nothing. It's no big deal. It's buying something, like people that sew and stuff. They got to buy the thread to sew. They got to buy the material to make whatever they're making, the yarn, whatever it is. So the same thing with the longleaf pine needles. They got to buy these in order to make the stuff they make. And most people don't quabble about the price. I've been doing this 4.5 years. I have a large customer base. I never knew the customer base was so big, and I never knew I had so much competition until after time went by and my base was getting bigger and bigger and more people. And there's a lot of people. I have a couple customers that have stores and sell stuff weaved from these, and they make tons of money. They make tons of money. I think they even have people working for them. I'm not sure. But I have some people that buy 10 pounds a month off of me or more. I mean, there's no way one person is weaving up 10 pounds a month. So look, guys, I'm going to let you go now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Here in South Carolina, in one of my secret honey hole picking spots. Picking longleaf pine needles. And you could do it too. You could do this too. And you could make money too. There's money to be made for everybody. All right, you have a good day.